We're live, just so everybody knows, and everybody who's been watching the show and who's going to watch the show, this is how we roll. I'm Frank. Byron's in the blue. Hugh Hitchock is in the black, and we are going to have more people jumping in, and I will introduce as I get introduced. So what's going on, guys?
Not much.
It's been quite a day for me, I'll say. This is my first launch that I've really done all by myself. You know, I mean, I've had people helping me, but I did not hire a launch manager, and I did not hire a JV partner or broker or whatever. I basically managed it all myself, and I was kind of scared to do that for a while because my first 3 launches were so huge, and I had help, you know. So I said, well, what if I do it on my own and then I falter or whatever? You know, but I'll tell you what, it's been quite strong so far, I have to say.
Man,
it wasn't $85,000 in 1 hour like my last one was, but it's, you know, we're in 5 figures already, you know, in a couple hours, so I can't complain. You know?
Holy shit! Yeah, I was going to ask you, what your last one was? ICCP?
Oh no, well, I mean, my last public launch was Viral Video Curator Pro, VVC Pro.
That's right.
Stephen Renton, great guy that helped me with that launch and knocked it through the roof. And before that, I had worked with John Pierce, another awesome marketer that knocked it out of the park for me 2 times. You know, so
I think that's how we got connected. Was I talked to John, and he was like, "Dude, you got to talk to Hugh. You know, he'll talk to you, and he's cool and shit." And then I was like, "All right, cool." And God, that's been a while. So you went completely solo on this one.
I did completely solo. I've been doing some private promos for the last year or so, and that's been cool. But you know, it's like, I'll tell you what, after those first 3 launches, I mean, they're a hard act to follow, and I just said, well, you know, I'm going to just suck it up and do it. And I didn't really probably pick the best timing, but even so, man, it's been wonderful. I'm very grateful, but plus, it's an awesome product. I think that's probably one of the reasons why it's doing so well is people actually are, like, getting it, you know, about the product.
Well, yeah, I mean, Byron and I were just talking about it. Your videos have always been extremely tight with the information. You know, I'm not guessing, and being a video guy, so many people go, okay, I saw the video and it didn't say shit. It didn't tell us what it does. It didn't show us anything. They just said, you know, you want to install this and you want to put in your licensing key and then sit back and listen for PayPal to call you up and congratulate you on being a millionaire. And I'm like, yeah, as soon as they said that shit, I was off the page because that just doesn't work. I bought all those plugins. I'm still broke. But yeah, the way that, I loved how you could silo it out and move things around right there before you even, you know, uploaded it to the page or to the site. Which I've always had problems with.
Like almost like a musical keyboard. You know, you get the keywords are all like musical notes, and you put them together in a stack and organize them. So it's like almost playing your website like it's a piano or something. I kind of love that idea.
Oh, no shit. That is, and just to let you know, you off to the side of Byron, behind him is a. I want to say it's almost like an Elvis painting on velvet. But it's yeah. Show us a little bit further, brother. Come on, show him your picture. He's got the slash photo back there.
Wow, man. I see Rick James. Or is that Sly?
Yeah, Slash.
All right, cool.
Yeah, except he's 20-some years old. He's 20-some years old. We got to give him a little slack. He probably doesn't even know what the hell Sly means.
Give him props, man, for that Sly painting, bro. I mean, where'd you get that? I've never even seen such a thing. Amazing.
Yeah. I had to have it when I saw it.
It's pretty badass.
Wow, it looks like Howard Stern a little bit too.
Yeah. Oh, hopefully one day I'll be able to get him down in a Google Hangout, but I doubt that'll happen soon.
That would be so much fun. I was watching this movie the other day. You see that? WNBC.
Yeah, but the greatest part is I went to school for radio, and that's what they wanted. And it was like, come on, really? And they're like, practice. Right. And I'm like, oh, man. And 3 months later, the call signs change anyways, and all of a sudden now you're a country.
Right, exactly.
I mean, it happened to every DJ in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So, I mean, you saved a bunch of money by not having a launch manager. You had a powerful start.
If the launch manager could give me $1 million, then I wouldn't have saved money. I don't know if they would right now. I'm sure they could get a lot of money, but I just wanted to, this is me. I wanted to get everything under my hands and just do it. And it has been quite an experience, and I really busted my ass, and I made a few mistakes, but, I picked those up on the next time around, and I'm feeling just great about this launch. I'll tell you.
That's awesome. Tanya, hello, how are you? Your mic's off, so it's okay. Tanya's got the picture up of the profile, and she's smiling. It's good to have you on. We haven't formally met, so.
Yes, I'd like to introduce this Tanya Shipman. She's been my friend for about 2 years now. She was, a client in a mentoring student, and then she was just stepped right up, and so I brought her into the company, and she is the chief operations officer is what we refer to her as. She's just wonderful, just a wonderful support for me. I'm so happy to have Tanya.
That is awesome. I was lucky enough to have a couple of my students take off and just blow up in their respective areas. And actually one of mine just launched a service with Damien and Joshua Zamora where she's doing some major video linking and stuff. And they blew up, and every time they open up the cart, within 45 minutes, they're selling out for the next set of seats. And and she's like, I can't help but thank you. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You did this. I'm like, I'm just happy for you. And when you make money, send it to me. So,
well, it's going to jump off for Tanya too. And she's kind of waiting the wings right now and providing support. But she's going to spread her wings and fly one of these days herself. So, she's a smart cookie. As they say, that's like a chauvinist expression. Smart cookie. But she really is cool.
She's a real special lady.
Yeah. She's awesome. Tanya's the bomb.
You decided to launch this during the JV Zoo mayhem, where every power affiliate, if they didn't mail out for you, man, it's like you're gonna have drunken mailings going out this weekend.
So I'm totally down for, I mean, we kind of picked it arbitrarily, and then as it got closer, I was like, guess what, And then I decided, this is going to actually be my tribute to JV Zoo and those people, because this is my first launch, and I'm doing it on JV Zoo. It's my first launch that I actually have done on JV Zoo, and I work with Brian Zimmerman. He's so awesome. He totally helped me. Even in the middle of his mastermind, he reached out and helped me, the owner of JV Zoo. So this is fantastic.
Yeah, I love Brian, and a couple of weeks ago there was a big who stank on JV Zoo, and I had made a couple of comments on Facebook, and next thing I know, I get this message from EBR, and Brian Rose is like, dude, can I talk to you? I mean, I don't want to text you. I actually want to physically talk to you. And I was like, oh crap, what did I do? Did I blow up my account? Who did I piss off? You know, I don't want the owners, him and Brian, coming at me on Facebook. I'm like, yeah, give me a call, dude. And he was just like, hey, I saw what you said, and I wanted to make sure you knew that we were working hard at it. And I'm like, you know, holy shit. I mean, that's like complaining about Pepsi and having the CEO call you up and go, sorry, you know, we didn't mean to fuck your can up.
I'll tell you what, that is one of the most amazing things about this whole community. I think just now I'm starting to like capiche the whole thing, that, you know, it's all like a big party and everybody knows each other. It's like we're all family. And if you work the other way, you're not going to get in, you're not going to make it. You know, I mean, you got to think we're all in this, man. And everybody is trying to help each other, which is so amazing. It's very different from what I came from, the music business, where it's like it's very seldom do you find anybody that's trying to help anybody but themselves in the music business. But in this industry, we all benefit from each other's success, and that's what's so wonderful about this whole community.
Yeah,
that's my speech.
No, but it's true. And I was talking with the guy that I helped him with marketing his book, and one of the things in his group is he goes, listen, I don't have very many rules, but rule number one is don't be a dick. He's like,
right, I heard that. Did you put that? Somebody posted that on. Who was that? I just saw that somewhere.
It could have been me. It could have been me to repost it, because that's really how I've just decided to live my life is, you know, just don't be a dick, and everything else will kind of work itself out. And you know, like you said in the music business, just a few weeks ago, and my wife saw it happen. We went and they had the big soundboard, and their mains were out. I mean, you could just hear the monitors screaming, and that's where they were getting their volume from. And I'm like, your mains are out, and the sound guy was being a dick. And I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to tell you how to do your job, but something's muted. And he's like, nothing's muted. I know how to do my job. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, we go back a couple days later, and it's a whole new sound guy. And I'm like, so what happened to the other guy? And they're like, he ran a whole show muted. So yeah, fired. And I was like, damn, it's not that I know it all, but when your mains are out, something's not plugged in or something's muted. And
I mean, you got ears, bro. You know,
you can tell when the musicians are begging you to turn it down, you're overpowering them.
Right.
So let me ask you this about your tool, and this is kind of something that we talked about a little while ago with SEO and private blog networks. Can I use your tool and literally build up websites to use in my private blog network?
As a matter of fact, you could probably build about 10 websites in 1 hour with this tool if you wanted. If you have 10 sites ready to be made, you know.
Right.
It's so easy. I mean, it just depends. I mean, you want to put more time into it. We don't recommend that you half-ass anything. That's kind of, I think, maybe the difference. And I'm not trying to crack on anybody, but a lot of the tools out there say, like, yeah, you can half-ass it and still be a millionaire. Well, we don't say that. You know, we say, yeah, the more time that you put into creating quality content, the better it's going to be. And I think that's what everybody knows now. You know, it's just that people are still want to believe in the dream of the push button riches. But I mean, you could definitely push button make a website with our tool, and you could make a damn good website super fast. The more time you put into it, of course, the better it will be. That's just the way it is. You know, some of the tools out there don't let you do that. Some of the tools out there just say, look, this is it. This is what you get. You can't modify it. You can't add value. You can't do anything. Just let it sit there and chug away. We're not like that either. We think of our customers as artistes, and we provide them with, you know, the color palette that they need to paint their picture. That's what we do. That's how we deal with it.
I think that's what has always drawn me into you, is you came from an extremely creative field, being music, and knowing that, yes, you have a musical scale, but so much more, and then your personal part can create it. And then you went, but I want to be a programmer because you can still be creative and give people, I mean, it's taken a little while to get it under your belt to have those doors open for people. But I've always loved the ease of your stuff and the fact that you make it on Adobe Air, so you can knock out that first question is, can I use this on my Mac?
Right. And we're moving it to web apps too, so that's also Mac and PC friendly too. I think Adobe Air may be going the way of the dinosaurs at some point. Now, maybe not right away, but they stopped. It kind of stopped developing that language a couple of years ago. So who knows? What's going to happen? It's still an awesome tool, but I definitely do think like everyone says, web apps are going to be more the wave of the future. Whatever. So, but I've been doing web apps since 1996. So.
Well, I know. I mean, but you've been programming since you and what's his name created the internet. Al Gore. So
yeah, Al Gore.
Yeah, Al Gore. you and Al Gore were buddies and hanging out one night having beers and said, "Hey, this internet thing, we got to make it."
Yeah, that, and we got to figure out how to make money off of global warming, and we'll be fine.
Hey, you know what? I don't remember what it was, but somebody said something about baby seals, and I said, hey, it's batting practice for baseball. It's horrible, I know. Go ahead. Everybody can email me. I love animals. I love eating them. Yeah. So I have to ask, Tanya, how cool is it to work with you? And don't kiss his ass. He's not going to fire you. He needs you right now.
No,
Hugh is
never.
really good to work with. I say to people I really love my job because I say to Hugh, I'd like the software to do this. He gets out and does it. Then he gives it back to me and I break it. Then he fixes it again. And then I've got a software that's even better than what it was when we started. So it's great to work with you.
That is the best. I love breaking shit.
That's one of the things I sell. I do to use beta testing because it just is such a pleasure because he'll listen, he'll say, okay, oh, I don't know if I can do it that way. Oh, next morning I'll wake up because I'm in Australia, he's in the US. I'll ask for something, I'll wake up in the next morning and it's done, ready to go, ready for me to break it again.
And that's how.
Like, hey, Hugh, sorry, bro.
No, go ahead, man.
She's like, hey, this doesn't work. And I did this and that didn't work. And I'm like, oh, get out of here. You're just being annoying, So then I go and say, oops, she's right. And then I fix it. I mean, that happens like so many times. Like, oh, you're wrong. Well, she's always right. She always finds the bugs. We call her the destroyer.
But you know what? You need people like that. And, so many people have done, I tested out my stuff. It's just like when Anthony Aries helped me with my launch. We had everything ready. It was perfect. And he's like, just do me a favor. The night before, just go through, get all your friends to go through, make sure everything's working, make sure there's no screw-ups. And we did. And he was at the marketer's mansion in Vegas with everybody. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're doing the marketer's mansion. We've got a launch. You're guiding me through this. And I can't call you because you're teaching classes. I'm like, I am so effed on this. And we launch. And we launched and everything was great. And he's like, did you open up the cart? And I'm like, dude, I did everything you said. You in here, look in the back office, look at it. And he's like, it's not working. Nobody's buying. And I'm like, oh, man, what's wrong? And it just so happened that Warrior Forum was down for 6.5 hours.
Oh, great.
I was sitting there and I was crying. I'm like, really? It's Friday the 13th. We're launched. It's great. I've got people emailing and everything going, where is it? Why can't I buy it? I can't believe this. And was like, oh no. And he was actually the guy who owned Warrior Forum was sitting with Anthony, and they're both like, we don't know what to do. So yeah, it was fun. And then, like you said, after you launch, you want to do it by yourself just to say, hey, I did it. Next time, yeah, I'll get a launch manager. I don't need to worry about that ass ache anymore, but I did it and it didn't kill me. So, so who should buy this piece of software?
Okay, well, first of all, anybody that likes to play around with keywords at all. I mean, for whatever reason, there are a lot of reasons to use keywords or to find them, have them, organize them, save them in data banks, filter them, sort them, and then make projects out of them. So, you could be a CPM marketer, a CPA marketer, a Facebook marketer, a Google marketer, whatever. I have people contacting me and say, look, I don't want to build websites, but I really like keywords, and I like to have a database of keywords and stuff. And I said, man, this is made for you. You need this. And then we have other people that contact and say, you know what, this is looks really cool the way that we can just make website with this, and we can basically design the website in front of our eyes on our computer without having to go through a lot of complicated on-site clicking here back and forth and stuff. And we can really just plan the whole thing out. We see exactly what the search volume is for every section that we're building, and so on and so forth. And, so it could be niche marketing also in Google. It could be PBN builders. And PBN is so huge now. It's like probably the next thing that's going to get slapped. I don't know, but it's like that's what everybody. So nothing else works now, so we got to build our own networks. But if you're doing that, I'm not saying it's not good or I'm not making a judgment. I'm saying this is a great tool for building PBNs. Absolutely great. In fact, in some ways, it's they're coming out with Cloud PBN next week, which is I've examined, and there's really not much. There's not too much difference between what my thing does and what their thing does. The only difference that I know of right now is that they make some backlinks. Okay, so we don't have a backlink solution in. Well, we do in IC Express for social sharing, but we're not really big on backlinks. However, I do have a new program that I've already designed and built that will be launching in November that actually is going to really be an awesome high PR linker and not going to be a spam. It's going to be more of a video thing. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. Yes, PBNs, blog curation people, niche website, viral content people, all those people fit into the demographic of this tool.
Well, one thing that I've learned over the past 5 years, and I've screwed it up every year, is launching out these super niche like Amazon sites. Everybody wants to start launching them, November 25th. Or the week before Black Friday, or, and it's like, wait a minute, by the time you even get it built, you get it ready and you get it out there and you start to create any sort of authority, Christmas is over. You're already into February now.
The month before Christmas is not the time for that.
So that's why when I saw what you did, and I literally, like I posted in my Facebook question to you, is I literally have sheets of URLs, and half of them, they're bought and they're sitting there and there's nothing there. And I went, even if I just put content on it.
Right. Sure. Well, you could do that. You could actually do probably all of them in an afternoon with ICC Keyworkz and Silo Effect.
Well, and that's my thing is I've got probably 10 keyword tools on my desktop. I've got, I still love Keyword Planner because I've just known how to adjust for Google. So I always go there. So if I can stay in one tool, pull what I need in and be able to adjust. But like you said, keep the database of the keywords, because I probably want one for these keywords and another one for this, and then play them together.
Right, because you could search in one niche, for example, and you get, 800 keywords based on one seed keyword, get another 800 keywords based on a similar seed keyword, and get save them all to the Keyworkz database, and then go out to eat or something, and come back, you just pull up the same data that you already downloaded, then you filter it. Let's say this one website, you want to get really, really high cost AdSense clicks, like $10, $15 clicks, right? So you can easily find those with Keyworkz. Or on the other hand, let's say if you really want to do AdWords, you want to find the cheapest clicks, you can find the cheapest CPC in the same set of keywords. And you can just keep going back. I mean, that's just one example of how you would do that. And you can just keep going back and forth. And you can keep downloading more keywords every day and just keep filling up your database more and more. And you have more to work with. And if that's your thing, man, you'll be in heaven.
Well, you just gave away one of my major secrets. Is while everybody else is going after those $25, $35 keywords, I'm looking at the 80 cents, the 8 cents, the 4 cents, and I've got these websites that are huge for all these words that nobody wants, and I'm just like, hey, click, please. The 4 cents adds up, brother. I mean, that's Starbucks coffee for me.
Well, there's not much nicer than seeing that Google owes you money.
Oh, absolutely. And that's one of the things that I loved. I literally, this shows you how bad I am, but I had to go and get my AdSense for the Android. And people are like, why? And I'm like, because there's nothing like seeing that Google owes me 15 cents for the day. And I'm lame, but that 15 cents makes me happy on that one site. I'm like,
I check it out too, man.
I'm like, hell yes, yeah. I love it. But I'm a numbers dude,
I like getting ClickBank sales too.
Oh, ClickBank. You know what kills me about ClickBank is let that crap sit there and they take $1. I'm like, you rat bastards.
Well, they don't seem to be the most conducive to really making money, but I mean, it's evergreen stuff that you can just throw on a blog and forget about it,
Oh yeah. I mean, it's definitely great. My wife, she's a school teacher, so she was a kindergarten school teacher, and she did this whole how to prepare your kid for kindergarten and stuff. And there happened to be a couple of little, ebooks out there, and went to ClickBank, pulled their stuff, and put them into a side little ad. Yeah, she sold a couple, but it was like, okay, cool, it's filler, and it's always there, so I don't have to worry about the launch ending or somebody disappearing in 7 months.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, I appreciate you coming on, man. You have always been nothing but super cool, to talk with. You always bring up the coolest freaking music. On Facebook, you'll throw out a video, and I'll be like, "Where the hell did he find that?"
Well, you too. I mean, you've been quite proliferous in terms of your posting lately, and I really enjoyed what you put out. You have a huge variety of things that you post, and I follow you quite closely.
Well, thank you. We have, the wife and I have friends that follow us or follow me now just because we get into arguments on Facebook and just go after each other. And we're sitting on the same couch, but we're posting back and forth as if we're nowhere near each other. And people are just like, you really do that? And I'm like, yeah, we really do that. That's just the way we have fun on a Friday night. We're an old married couple. Okay. What the hell? We got nothing else to do. But thank you.
You don't look that old, bro.
Hey, well, stir up. I like stirring the shit up and seeing who's paying attention. I guess it's like my Frank Kearns for people's day. Good pattern interrupt for everybody. Tanya, it is lovely to meet you. Please, let's be friends on Facebook. I have lots of friends in Australia. I call them friends, but we're Facebook friends.
I have a friend as well. So yeah, happy to add you as a friend. So.
And if you guys need anything during your launch, please reach out to me. You know, I'll throw Byron in there and just say he'll be willing to help you out too. But I'm loving what you offer and have offered and what you future offer, because you do put some blood, sweat, and tears into it, and it's not something that you outsource and say, hey, here's a new launch this week. You know, I mean, it's been almost a year.
It's been a year and a half.
That's I mean, that's some dedication to getting shit out to your students that you want to work and work well for them. And, you know, so I appreciate your dedication to what you're doing, man.
Well, many thanks to you, sir. I really appreciate this opportunity to be on here and just tell my story and bring Tanya on, and just thanks so much for having us.
Yeah. Hey, really anytime you guys want to get on, you know, hit me up. We're putting in 8 more cameras. I just ordered my road case that I'm going to have a computer built into a road case instead of a computer case. Yeah, and I'm like, this thing's got to be bulletproof, weatherproof, sandproof. I've got to be able to drop it off a truck. I want it to be as durable as a Pelican box can be, and I want it as a fully function mobile video studio. So we'll be able to run a GoPro. We're going to be running 8 3.0 USB cameras off this sucker. So
wow,
we're hoping to be able to do some really cool editing stuff in 2015. So
fantastic.
Hey, never know. Maybe next year I'll show up at JV Zoo and we'll just have a big old video truck and be able to really show some craziness.
That would be the bomb.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, man, we can put this on video and actually sell this as a course.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they do that.
Yeah, well, I know EBR keeps that shit on the lockdown, man. He doesn't want anybody going to jail. Well, listen, thank you again. I appreciate your guys' time, and really hit me up, instant message me, email me, whatever you need to do at any time, and I'll do what I can to help out.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
You guys have fun. I'm going to shut this train down.